We're seeing that the bourse is still on negative territory and good results coming out of Nestle as well as Dangote flour mills. Take us through or paint us a picture of what's happening on the bourse.
The NSE All-Share Index declined 0.72%, as you said earlier, and basically continued profit-taking activity. As I expected, and I think a lot of people share this view, is that the supply overhang, really, from the margin collateral, which we've all been saying in the past few quarters, I think is still there. And that's the reason why when you see few days of appreciation, you see sellers coming back into the market to offload those shares again, and basically not allowing the market to really take a foothold in the upward trend. So largely, I think the pressure is still on the market, and I think that will still, the market will remain volatile in the near term, as long as we still have those sort of supply overhang there. Largely, as expected, the market was really dampened by selling of the banking shares, and the reason for that is because of the weight of the banking shares in the overall market, and market capitalization currently accounts for over half of the total market capitalization, and for that reason, the effects of that was really was translated into the overall market decline.
Babatunde, let's look at the results out of Dangote flour mills. We're seeing that its profits has tripled. How did the company manage that with the global downturn in mind?
Well, I think for Dangote flour, really, it's a case of being able to extend its products into other areas. It's just ventured into the noodles, segment of the market, and also just trying to diversify into other space. And also considering the fact that Dangote flour just increased its capacity recently from almost doubled its capacity really, and obviously as it tends to utilize that, we see that translating into better sales, obviously bottom line performance, and that's the case for Dangote flour mills really.
Can the company sustain its profits going forward?
Well, I think the flour milling industry is still quite competitive. A lot of players in that sector, even though like the three biggest players account for about 70% of the market share, really, in that industry. But having said that, I think the space for growth is still there, and that's why Dangote flour has really expanded its capacity, and obviously that has translated into better, improved performance. And looking at the fact that it still has a lot of excess or idle capacity, if you want to call it that, in the near term, I think the outlook is still quite strong for Dangote flour.
Well, Dangote flour, of course, it's shown profits that has tripled, but it can't be all good news. Where are the areas of concern with the stock?
Basically, as I said earlier, it's still just a case of investors reacting to basically the past results for Dangote flour. For the company specifically, the competition in that space is still very intense. And as I said earlier, it's expanded capacity in an area where there's still a lot of competition. But obviously, it's shown that its results recently released that it has demand to really to take that off it. And so I think with that, in the near term, the share price might gain support from that really. And we think the outlook for the company is brighter than what we had in the past.